Hello, my little sushi roll. So Sushi here, and welcome back to my channel. I am fully aware that it has been over a month since I have done a video, and I don't disappear for that long, but I do have a valid excuse, and even if it didn't seem like a valid excuse to you guys, I'm gonna say no offense, but my life has been topsy-turvy, as I'm sure that your guys' have with this whole COVID-19 thing. Everything has just changed, and I feel like I'm ready to explode everywhere, and I am having a really hard time maintaining balance in my life right now. So, just to give you guys an explanation of what's going on. So, I know that when I went on a spring vacation, I was like, oh, I'm going to do videos for you guys. I'm going to make sure that I have a backlog. That's what I told myself. I was going to have a backlog of videos because I knew that the semester was going to get a little bit more extensive after vacation. Tuesday, I went to my friend's house. Him and I did a video together that hasn't been released yet. I stayed there for, overnight, and then I came home. Wednesday, I started working on some of my stuff that I need to get done for school, and by Thursday, we were told that they were extending our break for a week due to the COVID-19 issue. This is where things started to go downhill for me. So by I think it was like Saturday or Monday, one of those days, we started getting things saying that some of the hospitals were no longer taking students, which is understandable because they only want, if they're not allowing like patients' family members in, they only want necessary people in the hospitals right now. So I kind of figured it was coming. So what they did was they had us pick up some extra time places that were still taking students. I signed up for a couple of extra days and was like, okay, cool. I could still go to my normal clinical rotation, but I figured that was probably going to come to a close too. By Friday of the extended week, they had told us that we were no longer allowed at any clinicals and that we were no longer allowed staff or students onto the property of the school. That was fine. I figured that was coming, and they did it until at least summer semester started up. The issue with that is all of this threw everybody out of loop. It threw the professors out of loop, it threw us out of loop, so potentially what it did was it added a lot more work for the students. I mean, it added a lot more work for the professors too, but our testing style changed. I didn't do very well in the last test, and I studied really, really hard for it, and the testing style just changed, and it was weird, and it was different, and I did not like it. It's something I'm going to have to deal with, but now that I know what to expect, hopefully I'll do better on the next exam. Our clinicals are now virtually done, so everything is through an online simulation, and there is a lot to it. So that takes me a few extra hours. We have this program that most students in their senior year get 8 weeks to complete. We now have 4 to do it. So what that means is instead of spending 5 or 6 hours a week on it, I now have to spend 12 to 16. It's very, very extensive, and this is on top of everything else. There's papers that I still haven't written that were already supplied to us at the beginning of the semester, and everything is done online, so getting explanations to things is a lot harder. The professors are a lot more stressed out. There's just a lot going on there. So instead of sitting here playing video games on my computer, I feel like I am chained to my computer for at least like 6 to 8 hours a day, just sitting here doing schoolwork and voiceovers and studying and trying to make sure that I pass this semester because I have worked for about 10 years between doing my prerequisites and getting this nursing degree done, and I really, really don't want to waste it. So as much as I would love to just click on a game and play it, even just not for recording, but just to play it, hasn't really happened. There's been a couple of streams that I have done when I'm like, okay, you know what, I just need to take a step away from everything, breathe, and let this go. But other than that, actually the 2 streams I've done, I don't think I've touched a video game since. So I am very stressed out. I feel tense all over. I'm not sleeping very well. I'm not eating very well. Everything is just convoluted, and I can't take anything and make a plan for it. And that was my thing. I had finally gotten into a pattern with my learning and things like that this semester, and now everything just went. And I know I'm not the only student that feels like that, so don't take it that way. But if you know a nursing student or any student right now that's in college or a senior that might not be able to have their graduation, like give them a hug. Give them a really firm hug and tell them that you're sorry for their situation. But only hug them if you're actually, live in the same house because social distancing is important. But check in on them because this is a very, very depressing time for a lot of people. And I think we're going to see a lot of depression rates go up as people aren't allowed out of their houses. Bills aren't getting paid if you're not an essential worker. Thank goodness. That is one thing I can be thankful for, is even though I am in the healthcare field and it is very, very scary, I still have a job and I can still pay my bills, and there is time for me to pick up right now because of everything going on. So I'm not going to say that, this whole situation has made everything in my life terrible, but with school being my main priority for so long and then now it taking a complete downturn, I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. I'm afraid that, something's not going to get done somewhere and it's going to be that one thing that's going to make everything go downhill and me not graduate with the rest of my peers. And it's super, super scary because I've already accepted a job that I really, really wanted. And I'm just very concerned and uptight and tense right now. So I want to let you guys know what was going on as far as the schooling, as far as my job goes. Again, healthcare worker, things are scary. It doesn't matter where you work. If you're working with the public in any way, shape, or form right now, healthcare wise, or any essential worker that has to go out and, be around other people right now that's not family, it's just scary. This whole thing is just scary. I'm waiting for the day that I wake up with a fever and that I can't be around my kids, and it sucks. This whole thing sucks. What I am going to tell you guys is make sure you social distance. I know that a lot of you guys, especially people around my age, no offense, not to call you out, or my age or younger, are like, oh, this is no big deal. I'm going to go do whatever I want to do. I'm still going to meet up with my friends. Stop. Because I'm going to tell you something. You go hang out with your friends and you carry that disease for 5 to 14 days asymptomatically. You go hang out with your friend and your friend goes and stays with their grandparent because that's who they live with. Or goes home to a parent that has asthma or COPD or any kind of heart issue or whatever. They now have it and you potentially just killed their parent. It's not about us. It's not about the younger people. It's not about people that aren't immunocompromised. There are people dying right now that are not immunocompromised, that are not elderly. So please, social distance yourself. If you have to go out, you have to buy groceries. I go out for my family because I'm already pretty much exposed in my job, so I'm not going to have everybody else get exposed. So I go out grocery shopping and do what I need to do. Plus, I'm an avid hand washer. I am really, really weird about touching things in public and wiping things down and not touching my face afterwards and all that stuff. So if you have to go out, do not wear gloves. Do not wear gloves. Do not wear gloves and touch the cart. Then get stuff out of your wallet or your purse or hand somebody your card with the gloves on it or pick up your bag of chips or whatever, because all you're doing is touching that cart which has COVID on it and then touching your bag of chips and then putting them in your basket, handing that person at the cash register your money or swiping your card, and then you go and you're like, oh, guess what? I gotta blow my nose. You grab your tissue, you blow your nose, and those gloves you were wearing now put COVID on your face. If you're not gonna switch your gloves, don't wear gloves. There's no reason for it. Also, stop hoarding masks. Stop hoarding toilet paper. Nothing is going to happen to the toilet paper. It is still going to be there. Leave that for people that actually need it. You don't need 450 rolls of toilet paper. Just saying. That's been one of my biggest pet peeves right now. I have seen little old ladies and little old men that cannot get what they need from the store because people are just snatching everything up. Personal protective equipment, we don't have enough in our jobs as medical professionals. I know you guys probably hear it on the news and stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, whatever. But it's true. We really don't have enough personal protective equipment right now to go around. which makes it even more scary because if your nurses start getting exposed to all of this because they have to and they don't have the right stuff, they go to that COVID patient, they don't have what they need, then they go to another patient that's immunocompromised or not healthy because nobody in the hospital is actually healthy. And then that person ends up with it, and it starts the whole big thing all over again. So personal protective equipment, leave it for the medical professionals, leave it for the immunocompromised people, leave it for the people that are sick that still have to leave their homes for whatever reason. And I'm not talking about sick with COVID. I mean, like, people that are receiving chemotherapies and things like that. Leave it to them so they can protect themselves. If you are a perfectly healthy adult, if you have perfectly healthy children, leave the personal protective equipment alone. I'm going to step off my soapbox. As I said, I'm just very frustrated with everything that's going on right now. Scary, scary time. Very, very frustrating time. I will keep you guys updated on my school stuff. I do plan on playing a game for you guys. I should be released. I think I'm going to play it tomorrow. I think I'm going to play it tomorrow night. I'm going to just take a step back from all the stuff going on with school and do a recording tomorrow for you guys because I need to. It's time. But other than that, everybody just stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay in your house. Hug your kids. Hug your family members that live with you. And just try to keep everybody safe. And the last thing I'm going to say is Jacksepticeye is doing a COVID-19 thing. I think to raise money. It's a streaming thing. I'm trying to get a hold of him. Haha, I know it's probably not going to happen. To see what I can do because he did say for people to reach out, and as a healthcare worker and as a small YouTuber, to me that's important stuff to focus on. Like, this is a very, very important topic for me, so I've reached out to him. If anybody else wants any information, please let me know, and as soon as I know anything, I will let you guys know. But I think the streaming is being done on April 7th. I don't really know what it entails. Again, if I hear anything back, I will let you guys know, because I think it's really important that we all participate. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.